Morning, everybody. I did a quick video this morning. You know, finally getting some good help. I don't know, about this time last year. Yeah, it was probably 13 months ago. Found that out the hard way yesterday. But I think I told back last year when it happened, I'd hired some guys to do a bathroom remodel, and didn't turn out good. Did not turn out good. They had while in the wall changing out shower head and stuff. They didn't. Hot water and cold water in the wall were teed. One shower on this side, one shower on this side. They didn't hook the hot water back up to the other shower in the other bathroom. And I discovered this like 2 days after they were finished. Nobody had used that shower for a day or so. And my daughter went in there to use it, and we always have to run the water a little bit because it's a well to get the hot water flowing. And my daughter said, "There ain't no hot water." I said, "You're hot. You're high. What's wrong with you?" And yeah, I ain't got no hot water. They ain't got no hot water. So I checked it. I'm like, what the hell? So I called the plumber, and they're like, I don't know. All we can do is tear this wall out and find out what the hell's going on. And I was like, oh my God. I did not want to redo that other bathroom, but I ain't got no hot water in it. So what do you do? So about a month ago, Kathy says, "Yeah, we need to find somebody to do this bathroom." And I said, "Well, before I call somebody, I want to find out what's going on in this bathroom because it was weird. It had 2 steps up in this shower that's 2.5 feet. The base is up off the ground, concrete, kind of a triangle corner shower. Really weird. You're really high up in the air, and the shower head's like right there. It was real high. So I started busting that out, seeing what the deal was. And I quickly found out that it was solid concrete. And so I went to Harbor Freight and bought me a little hammer drill. Started hammering away at some concrete. Not good. Couldn't get it done. My back hurt too bad. Just can't do it. I tried. So our housekeeper, Mariah, was here and asked her. I said, "Hey," she's Hispanic from Mexico. I said, "You got any relatives, friends?" That was a dumb question. That does concrete work or tile work or anything? Sure, I do. Well, little Oscar shows up the other day and starts jackhammering away on this thing. And that guy sat there, I guarantee you, for 3 straight hours. Didn't stop. I go in there and check him out, and he's tearing that shit out. He's doing a good job. But this base is huge. It's almost a foot or more. It's more than a foot of concrete. And he's ding, 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 chipping away at it. What they did was they laid down sand, about 6 inches of sand, and then poured the concrete over that. Excuse me. And so he's dinking away at it. Excuse me. And I can, you can see up under the edge like that. I went out in the garage, got my my hydraulic jack. Excuse me. Sorry about that. That's weird. Got my hydraulic jack. I put it in there. Started jacking it up. Boom. Finally cracked it in the middle. He chipped it up and got it out of there. Well, the his partner that does the tile work, he's the grunt, shows up and we talk all about it. And we get into that wall and plumbing. You can see right there, hot water going to that one, coming up, no tea over that one. They just put it straight back together, threw the tea in the trash, I guess. So we start, checking it out. And I'm like, well, all we need is a tea and take the cold water one out that they hooked to the hot. Just take that out. Put it back in. Put tea in there. Done. No, this is plumbing. It doesn't happen that way. It doesn't happen that way. Ever. Plumbing is the worst. So we do that. Okay, I got it hooked up. Turn the water on. Turn the water on. Turn the water off. And just like it's all compression fittings. If y'all know what I'm talking about. Rinsed on this one, the next one started leaking. Went down there, rinsed on that one, the next one started leaking. That's just the way compression fittings are, and this is old stuff too. And so I take a picture of it. My brother's a licensed plumber. Show it to him. He's like, oh my God. He says, no. Replace all of that with PEX. I said, come on, man. I ain't gonna replace all of that. Oh yeah. He said that you can't do that in the wall. He said they're lucky. You're lucky you didn't have more problems with that being the wall. So okay. So the guy he goes and gets all the supplies he needs and gets it all going back together. And I snap a picture and send my brother another picture. I'm all, there you go, we're doing it. Hey, I call him up and say, yeah, there we're doing it. I send you a picture. He goes, are those shark bite fittings? So, yeah. He goes, you can't put them in a wall. He says, you can't do that. They can't be hidden behind a wall. They have to be in an exposed area. He said, they don't last very long. He said, they're real bad. Those little rings, they rot, especially on the hot side. Heat, contraction, expansion, and all that. He goes, yeah, you can't do that. He said, it won't be 5 or 6 years. You'll have trouble in that wall. And I'm like, no. We spent all day Monday on that plumbing. And then in the end, he says, can't do it. So I'm like, oh my God. You gotta be kidding me. So we tear it all out. Went and got all the PEX. Redid it with PEX. And I told him before he went to the store, I said, you need to get sweat on fittings for this. Because these compressions, they're just going to keep giving us trouble. Just going to keep. There's still 5 or 6 left. So we ripped them all out. And got that done. So yesterday, they're about 3/4 of the way done. And they'd used a method I saw on YouTube about the Sackcrete, where you don't have to put it in a bucket and add water and mix it. You can just pour it in, pack it, and it hardens. And kind of made me mad. They knew that. The first bucket they did, they mixed, and I had a 3/4 Makita drill, big hammer drill, and they're mixing, and it wasn't 5 seconds after he's sitting there mixing. He said, this drill is good, it's bueno. I said, yeah, bueno. And he gets done, he sits it down. I'm sitting there, I look down at the drill, smoke's just coming out of it. It's so hot you can't touch it. So I loaded up and take it to Home Depot. And they find where I purchased it. Yeah, it's 13 months ago. But Home Depot tried to give me another one. They tried to do an even exchange. And whether it was Makita or Home Depot, the computer wouldn't let them do it because it was just over a year. If it had been inside a year, I'd have got a brand new one, even swap, even though I didn't, buy the extended warranty. But they were going to do it anyway. That was pretty cool. I figured they'd just be like, no, can't do anything. No, they talked and they went, okay, let's try this. They were on the computer for 10 minutes trying to figure out a way to get trick the computer to give me another drill. They wouldn't do it. So that was pretty cool at Home Depot. So I get back with the drill. They're just pouring it out of the bag and packing it. And no need, you don't need the drill no more? No, we okay. Thank you, senor. We're good. Wake and bake with you guys. I finally got some good help. And that's hard to find. Especially this kind of stuff. It's one of those deals where anymore, if you call it construction, excuse me, a little runny this morning. It's cold out, cool. But if you you call a construction company, I come out and give me a bid on that, it's going to be $5,000-$6,000. Easy. And the other bathroom was about a third, half that size. And those guys that were idiots for that wanted $2,500 and didn't even do a good job. Did a terrible job. They were bad. Thank God I know what I'm doing. And caught them several times screwing shit up. Whoa, what are you doing there? Oh, yeah, right. No. Oscar the other day, he's hooking up water lines, and I was sitting in there watching TV, and I just had a weird feeling. I got up and walked in there, and just about the time I walked in, I'm looking at him. I said, hey, what are you doing? I said, that's the cold water. You're hooking up the cold, hot, caliente, frio. Sorry. Man. Come on, guys. Now, I have discovered that the Spanish, I speak in old Mexico from birth, and the Tex-Mex up here. Wow. I thought I could communicate, somewhat, but a couple of different times we're talking about words and stuff, and they're like, no, and I'm like, are you sure? Yeah, okay, yeah, that's what the Mexicans up here say. No. Okay. But yeah, hopefully by the end of the day, they'll be finished, and I got a functioning shower again. Gone almost a year with just one shower. Well, we have the tub, but yeah, get that shower back up and running. It's gonna be pretty cool. It's nice. And then we'll almost be done with this house, ready to sell it. We got a little painting to do, a little bit of flooring we're gonna do right before we leave, and then we're gone. The prospects around here for good help are pretty slim. It's not good. You are better off going up to Home Depot in the morning and picking somebody off the lot than calling some of these numbers in the book. It's just so ridiculous. I had that water revitalizer installed by a plumbing company, and it's a 1 foot 18-inch piece of copper pipe that just got installed in line in the water line, and they charged me $175. Took them 5 minutes, 2 fittings, $175. The fittings are $5, and 5 minutes of your time shouldn't be much more than, I'll give you $50. $50. I'll give you $50 for 5 minutes of work. Just to cut that PVC loose, put a shark bite on, pop it in. 5 minutes, $175. And I wasn't about to call them. Well, actually, I did call them when I got the wall tore out to come give me a price last week. Almost, yeah, it was like a week ago Tuesday. Never heard from them. Never heard from them. You know, it just, wow. What do you do? I worked with my dad in air conditioning and heating. People call and need a service call. You don't go, okay, yeah, somebody will get back to you. And then a week later, you still don't get back to them. You still don't call them. You don't give any indication of whether you're coming or not. And watch, they'll probably today or some point call up and go, yeah, our guys are going to be there in about 5 minutes. I'm going to let them come the fuck on over. I'm going to let them come. I'm going to waste their time. I'm going to have them look at some shit that I ain't even going to do. I'm going to have them just go, I'm going to make them crawl in the attic. I'm going to make them crawl in the attic and look and see what the prospects are of running water somewhere. Just to do it. Because those assholes, they did it the last couple of times too. Called them the last time to install that deal. They didn't call me. I call them up going, hey, what are you going to do? Yeah, he's got you on the list. He's gonna get to you. Well, why don't you call me and tell me I'm on your list and that, you're backed up and, we'll get to you. Why don't you tell me that? Oh, well, okay, yeah, we're backed up. Well, come on, man. When I worked with my old man, if we were busy, I'd be like, yeah, it's going to be tomorrow. It may be the day after. If it's an emergency, call somebody else, or you're gonna have to wait. Most of the time they go, oh yeah, I can wait till tomorrow. That's fine. Just let them know. Don't go, okay, somebody holler back at you today and tomorrow and the next day. I'm gonna wait to see if they even do call me back, because I don't know that they would have called me back if I hadn't kept calling in. It was made me so mad. That's sorry, man. Just call somebody and say, hey, we don't want to leave you hanging, but we we find it hard these days, don't we? To find good help. Hard to find good help. How long have I been going? 20 minutes. I don't know if y'all can see. Louie is in the kennel because Louie, affectionately known as Chewy Louie, chewed up the arm of the couch the other day. I went to the daggum hardware store for 20 minutes. I come back and he's ripped a hole out of the arm of the couch. Well, this morning I come in and he's chewing on something else. Terrible. If anybody, I doubt y'all did, anybody ever wondered why I do these videos so early? It's usually because Baxter is first one to wake me up, need to go outside, and usually, excuse me, Usually when I wake up, I get up. And so that's why I do early. Everybody's just laying around. So without Louie messing with everybody, it's pretty quiet. But it was just, oh my God. He's in the kennel this morning because I had their treats up on the countertop. I'd given them most of them. There were one or two extras sitting there. I walked out and I came back and he's up on the countertop getting at the treats. Louie. But we find it hard to find good help. It's pretty sad. Baxter, stop. Excuse me. I noticed that on one of my videos the other day. I'll burp. I don't know if you even realize it. I will say, excuse me. Nothing, I'm just rude. I'm sure people are like, that guy's a P-I-G pig. Okay. The sadness, opposite of good health, the sadness of our political system these days is just wow. How does this society as a whole sit back and allow that? How do we do this? How come so many people have been brainwashed so effectively that the cognitive dissonance that even when presented with facts, they refuse to change their minds. They're so entrenched in what do you call it? The ideology politics, you know? They're just, wow. The brainwashing is so bad. If a parent gets a note from the school about their kid that says, hey, we know he did this, but we know he only did it because, you know, he's well-meaning, but he's kind of slow and he doesn't remember things. But we're going to continue to let him be class president. We're going to continue to let him be head of the honor society. We're going to continue, right? I mean, our president gets a report that says he's older. He's well-meaning. Yes. He knew he had those documents and shouldn't, but his memory's not great. So he can still do his job. Yeah. He just didn't steal that stuff. He's just not guilty of that. Yeah. A little slow, but wow. That's amazing how lawyers can sit there and write these documents up with a clear mind, conscience, and go, yeah. Everybody look around, read it, and go, okay. Legally speaking, yeah, that's a good answer. What about common sense speaking? He's diminished. His memory's not good. He's well-meaning. He's well-meaning. Oh, man. That's just wow. And they're just setting us up for so much chaos. And those poor brainwashed people, those people that work at dollar store that refuse to sell a 57-year-old man a can of snuff because he doesn't have his ID, those are the kind of people that will put handcuffs on you for the state. They will put you in jail because the state said so. They've been so indoctrinated and so trained that they feel like they have the right. They have the right to impose on you these rules that other people made up. Not even laws, just rules. That's what kills me. Policies. Police are policy enforcers. not law enforcement. They're policy enforcement. And the bureaucracy just, that's their lifeline, is policy. There was a situation where a pregnant girl shows up at a hospital and nauseated, doesn't feel good, and they look her over, send her home with a script. Unbeknown to the hospital 1, she the next day goes to hospital 2 and tells them she'd been to hospital 1 the day before, but she didn't fill the script. She just wasn't feeling any better and went to another hospital. Well, within 24 hours, I think it was, she between then and the 24 hours, they admitted her and did a bunch of workup on her, and she was pregnant, and the fetus was not viable, and so hospital A, months later, got a visit from the authorities for an inspection type thing because of that. And hospital A, didn't give any, any resistance. They're like, "Oh, why us?" And they're like, "Well, because she was in your care before she was in their care, and you didn't do a couple of different steps." And they're like, "We never do those steps. I mean, that wasn't what they presented. They presented this, so we treated this." And that being an end result, almost 2 days later, she didn't refill it. She didn't fill the script. Nothing else to do. So, I'll tell you this to tell you, that hospital A ended up having to make a policy that they would do those things. Now, think about that. These people are veterans. They've been working ER for a long, long, long time. Now, they have new policies, new things, mandatory they have to do. You have to remember to do those things in these particular situations. They're just particular situations. They don't happen all the time. They don't happen very, very, very rarely. Does that? But they have to have a policy on it. What does that mean? Well, that means as long as they have a policy and the next person comes in and they do follow that policy, that no matter the outcome, they're not liable because they had a policy and they followed it. Basically is the deal. That's what a policy is for. A policy is a lawyer's way of going. A policy is like the Jews. It's not the Torah. What's the other book they have? I forget the name of it. But that book is a book that was written by rabbis that gives them excuses for anything. You name it, it gives them an excuse. And that's what policy does for corporate America, is gives them an excuse to do anything they want. They were following their policy, and everybody said their policy was fine. Okay. Kind of weird. But our situation, man, look what happened down at the border once somebody went, enough. Kind of funny that once the Texas National Guard, the DPS, and Texas law enforcement got down there on the border, and they started seeing different insignias, different clothing from the other side, they stopped attempting. They started going around even before the razor wire got up. Why? Because they didn't recognize that. They recognized Border Patrol outfits. They recognize them, they'll go right up to them. They know those guys are safe. But wait a minute, who are these people over here with ARs and camo, and they've got all these Humvees now, and whoa, hang on, who are these guys? And they started seeing them put up the razor wire, and they're like, holy chingao, what's going on? And so the call went out, hey, divert to New Mexico, divert to Arizona, divert to California, call up all those connections. Hey, you're going to have extras coming. Be prepared. Texas has shut it down. We'll get it back open, but we got to talk to their president first. I heard somebody in charge. And then Biden. Biden, my dad's got dementia, and my dad's doing just like Biden does. When he can communicate with you, it's fine. But when you don't understand what he's trying to say, he does just like Biden. He gets upset. No, that's not, no. And I'm like, oh, well, okay, that's not, I'm trying to figure out what you're trying to say here, and that look, they always got that look in their eyes, you're like, yeah, there, and the shuffle walk, that little shuffle walk, not remembering from the edge of the stage till you get to the stage of what you're doing, where you're supposed to stand, who you're talking to or about. It's just, and refusing. That's what's funny. If an NFL athlete or NBA or baseball refuses to take their full physical, you can't have your job. It's part of the job. Okay. You gotta take your physical, and whatever the doctor says, that's the rules, man. That's our policy. He just gets to say, fuck that policy. Man, I don't care about that policy. They're gearing up big time for a Gavin and a Michael run. It's funny. Gavin, last year in an interview, I asked him about Joe, and Gavin says, I had a meeting with him. He is one of the sharpest, most knowledgeable men I've ever met. Very articulated. He has a plan. He's executing that plan. He's so serious. How can you do that? How can a grown man sit there and say that? It's like most everybody's dealt with an older person. And when you talk to them, you have to finish their sentences for them. You have to help them out. You have to move them along. That's what the reporters all do that interview Joe. They help him out. They completely spell out the question with the answer in the question. So he doesn't have to search. He just, you're right. That is what the deal is. And of course, we're going to do that. That's all he needs to do, because they do it all for him. And it's just, wow. I can't believe it got to such a point where so many different facets of our life are just so crooked. And not enough good people are pushing back. There's little pockets here and there. But in the big picture, most people are still blinders on. I go to work, I come home, I eat, I go to bed. I come home, I go to work, I eat, I go to bed. You see all these videos, these girls, I have a master's degree in marketing, and I make more money waiting tables than I could getting a job at a marketing firm. Then you watch TV and you went, wow, I'm going to be a marketing executive and I'm going to have a fabulous life. They all think that. Grew up watching those lawyer movies, and everybody wanted to be a lawyer. But they didn't realize, the one sleazy lawyer, on the show that was the bad guy. They're all that way, pretty much. The cool ones you find, they have a little bitty office. Hey, baby, morning. Doing a live stream.
Have a shower when there's no water.
Oh, did I not turn it back on yet? No. What do you mean there's no? Well, we got water. Oh, guys, I don't know. I gotta go. See y'all later.